Hello YouTube, or sorry, hello YouTube, 87 Ricer here. So I'm going to show you how I check my load. I'm going to show you how I check to make sure I got the correct trailer for the place that I am going to. So in our facility, or at the facility, we're given a specific number. This one right here. If you have an LTL load, they give you a number. And in our in the lobby, they have a TV screen that shows a bunch of numbers. And those numbers basically, you're looking for that number on the screen, and that screen will show what trailer number you're going to have. So I always take a picture of this number or whatever number that they give me, and I find it on the screen, and I take a picture of the screen. That way I know that, hey, that way I don't forget what trailer I have when I'm looking for it. So for instance, this one, my trailers are 1665 this week, and that's the number that they gave me. So I found it on the screen, took a picture of it, made sure I was looking at the right one. Then I wrote down the number of the trailer on my paperwork. So once I got down the number on the paperwork, I drive around the parking lot in my vehicle and I look for the trailer. And once I find the trailer, then this pretty much tells you R1665. I don't know if you can see it that well. I can. But R1665 tells me this trailer is currently at, it's actually sitting at currently -14, but it's set for -20. So I've already hooked up. I've already checked over the trailer before I started making this video. So you check to see how much fuel you got. You check to make sure how much fuel you got when you're doing your post or your pre-trip in the trailer, so that way you can fill it up before you leave. So I'm walking back here, and like I said, these papers tell you what you have and where it's going and whatnot. So I'm gonna set that there. Like I said, they're always locked when there's stuff in them, and if they have a seal, it's a trailer load, and I'm not allowed to check it. But because I have a multiple stop, it's an LTL. So I was already in it earlier, and I check to make sure that where I'm going is the correct place. Now, for instance, this one's going to Oklahoma. That name right there, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it's going to that place, Oklahoma. So I'll come in here and I'll check my stuff, and if there's tall boxes like this, I look for stuff like this. See, that matches the paperwork. Now I know for a fact that this paperwork, everything on this sheet is going to, the first 3 things on this sheet is actually going to this place right here, and it matches that right there. So I know that I got the right trailer. I technically have I got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 pallets going to this place. So obviously these are the first 2 I see, so I know I got the right trailer. However, if I got product that's shorter and I could see past that, I'll check to see what I have on my paperwork where the next stop is going. Like the next stop is going to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and not this. So if these were shorter skids and I could see past them, I would look for the next stop and confirm it on that skid to make sure it's really going to the right place. And I would look back as far as I can and try to see what I see to make sure that everything in this trailer is going to the exact place. And that's how I can confirm that I have the correct trailer for my run this week. Now, these trailers, because they're reefer, it runs on electric and it runs on reefer fuel. So when I usually get here, depending on what time I have to leave in the morning, like I gotta leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, I live a little over an hour away to get here, so I don't really want to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning drive a little over an hour to get here, and then try to find my truck and trailer within an hour when I have to leave at 6. So I don't really feel like waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to leave. So there's times where I'll just sleep in the truck the day before my run. That way I'm here, I'm ready. I'll do a quick little pre-trip. I'll check shit out, make sure that nothing looks damaged and stuff, and I'll mark it down if I think this damaged, and I'll let the shop know. But usually, because I know for a fact that I am going to sleep in my truck tonight, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off the power to this. I'm gonna run over to the fuel island. I'm gonna fill up the trailer, and I'm gonna fill up the truck before I have to leave tomorrow. So I'll turn off this power, which runs to this, which it actually just shut off the electric engine running this trailer. So after a few seconds, that trailer is gonna switch over to the reefer fuel, and then it's gonna kick the reefer fuel on, and then all night it'll run the reefer fuel while I'm sleeping, because I have made a mistake of hooking up to the trailer the day before, sleeping in my truck, and then getting up after I've already, like I said, I do my pre-trip the night before, so that way in the morning I can just kind of go. But I leave this unlocked because I gotta fill up the trailer, and I can throw some load locks to secure that load. And we're always required to have at least 4 load locks on our truck, which I do. I carry 4 load locks all the time, but I toss like 2 or 3 of them in the trailer just to make sure I got extra, because I never know. You never know, and because you might come across somebody that needs an extra load lock from this company. One of the other drivers might need an extra load lock, and I'll have it extras just for safe. But anyways, so I made a mistake one morning. I already did my pre-trip the night before, walked around, made sure, and then when I woke up that morning, I was getting ready to leave, and I took off. I put it in gear and I took off, but I forgot to disconnect that power cord from this. So whenever I took off, I pulled out and I started making a wide turn, and I'm looking back, and I noticed that yellow cord dragging with this behind a trailer, and I realized I pulled it from the power deal. And it seemed like simultaneously, or all at once, every trailer in that row, or however far it went, it seemed like they all kicked on into the gas mode, into the reefer fuel mode. So I figured I blew out the power to the whole section there, that when that happened, because it just seemed like it did that. But so yeah, because I'm gonna do a pre-trip before I leave in the morning, I'm gonna walk around it here in a little while. I'm gonna check everything out. That way in the morning I can just go. I already did it, it's done, and I'll just go. But I know I won't pull that shit out of the box. And and then of course I'll check this little deal underneath here. I'll adjust my tandems to where I want them to be. And like I said, I used to put like 2 holes in front of the yellow, and now I'll put like a hole or a second hole behind the yellow, especially going through Illinois. But I'm going to Oklahoma, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in that yellow mark, which is actually California mark. And when you're in California, the cops there, they'll look for those yellow marks as they're driving by you, and to see if you got your shit set in that hole. And that's pretty much a California mark, is a yellow mark. So I'm just gonna put this trailer in the yellow mark, going to Oklahoma. And it's been a few seconds now, so this trailer literally just turned on from electric to reefer, and now it's at -11, but it will be set on -20. It'll start dropping in temperature. So that's a little bit of how I check to make sure that my paperwork matches the trailer and matches the shit that's inside, because it all, it's easy to tell if you don't have the right shit. It's not gonna match your paperwork, and then you gotta let them know. So 87 Ricer out,
Peace.